Niger Republic's coup leader's wife is from Nigeria. His Emir reports to Nigerian Emir. As Nigeria weighs options on resolving the Nigerian political crisis arising from the military coup that ousted the country's civilian government, Chief Fani-Kayode, former aviation minister, has revealed that the leader of the military junta in Niger Republic, General Abdurrahman Tiani's wife, is a Nigerian. In an article sent to Sundiata Post on Saturday, Fani-Kayode said Tiani's wife, who is unnamed in the article, is from Kangiwa in Kebbi State of Nigeria. To add to the complex mix of the issues involved, Fani-Kayode added that the Emir of Dosso in Niger Republic, who is the military leader's royal father, owes allegiance to the Emir of Argungu in Nigeria. Fani-Kayode argued that Nigeria's involvement in any military conflict in Niger Republic may tear our country apart along ethnic, regional, and religious lines. This must be avoided at all costs. We worked hard, took many bullets and took great risks to put this government in place, and we not only have a big stake in it, but we must also ensure that it succeeds. Apart from our unalloyed loyalty and flinching support and our commitment to assist him in weathering every storm and stabilizing the country, there is only one thing we owe the president, and that is to tell him the plain truth. Today, that truth is the pending attack on Niger Republic is unpopular at home and if unleashed would be a monumental error. If ECOWAS must go into Niger in the name of wanting to restore constitutional order, so be it, but let them do so without any Nigerian troops. Let the French and their francophone allies in our sub-region, with American intelligence and logistical support, do the job on their own and leave us out of it. It is only if our nation is attacked or our sovereignty violated that we should get into the fray. Outside of that, and until then, we should only use diplomatic means to settle the issue and not allow ourselves to be drawn into an unnecessary and blood regional war, at the end of which no one knows. To the Ivory Coast's president, Al-Hassan Ouattara, who has said that this is not a Nigeria versus Niger conflict, but rather an ECOWAS versus Niger one. I respectfully ask the following questions. Who will contribute 90% of the troops and foot almost all the bills of this force? Is it not Nigeria? Whose military hardware and assets will be deployed, mobilized and utilized more than any other? Is it not Nigeria? Who shares her northern border with Niger and whose northern civilian population are bound to suffer the most hardship, be the greatest degree of collateral damage, the highest number of casualties, and accommodate the highest number of displaced people and refugees? Is it not Nigeria? We have trod this path before and we know where it ended. We cannot be fooled again. If any force is deployed and Nigeria opts to participate, we will pay more than all the other ECOWAS nations put together in terms of the loss of civilian and military lives in blood and treasure. Apart from that, the ECOWAS force and their military capability is nothing without Nigeria and our troops. To say that this would be an ECOWAS versus Nigeria war as opposed to a de facto Nigeria versus Niger one is misleading and disingenuous. Such a war would be fought, prosecuted, and won primarily Nigerian forces, even though there may be a sprinkling of few others just for show and for the record. All the French and Cote d'Ivoirian sophistry, propaganda, and delusion in the world cannot change that. If and when the whole thing goes down and we get involved militarily, you can bet your bottom dollar that it won't be just a Nigeria versus Niger war, but it will end up also being a Nigeria versus Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Wagner one. Worse still, involvement in such a military conflict may tear our country apart along the ethnic, regional, and religious lines. This must be avoided at all costs. To add to the complex mix of the wife of General Abdurrahman Tiani, the head of the military junta in Niger, is actually a Nigerian from Kangiwa in Kebbi State, whilst his Emir of Dosso in Niger, owes allegiance and pays homage to the Emir of Argungu in Nigeria. That's how connected our two countries are. The truth is that there is hardly any family in the core north that does not have relatives from and in Niger. Well, what are your opinions on this? Make sure to leave them in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure to share this video with your family and friends so that they know what is going on.